What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN, OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, so here we are. Egg on my face it is. We're at about 1.9 cents right now, with a low at about 1.877 cents, something around there, right? Yeah, 1.87, 1.878, something around that area. We do have bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. We do right now, and we're bouncing off the oversold zone. And we are kind of in a downtrend in the 1 hour RSI, right? With these lower highs coming into play here. Some lower lows, sure, but it's it's somewhat easy to see. Potentially we were in a downtrend here and then we just broke out of it, but I would say that we're at least in some form of a downtrend here. With this bullish divergence, it really does serve to potentially break us out of this relative downtrend, and if it does, this could serve as the low, you guys. That really could serve as the low. After all, it is an area that we found support before and before as well, right? I don't believe that we have to go lower, though if we do, we've talked about this before, right? If the price were to go lower, the lowest that I'd see it going is somewhere around like 1.4 cents. Maybe down here at about 1.3 cents, just below there. But I would think 1.5 to 1.4 cents stands to be a nice area for support if we go down there. I'm not expecting we go down there. We've talked about it before, but I'm not expecting we go down there, right? I'm actually expecting, and I'm even surprised that the price came down this low. But I am expecting that we find support either in this exact area now or just a little bit lower. It's very possible, you guys, that we could go just a little bit lower, and I don't want you to be concerned with that if it happens. I mean, maybe you can be concerned. Not financial advice, not your financial advisor. I don't think it's concerning. I do believe XCN is going to come up. I want to just say real quick, I've got a lot of I had some free time today, and I was reading through a lot of comments, and there are a lot of people. I don't know where people are concocting these stories from, but basically there seems to be this theory out there that XCN is a fake coin and it doesn't really exist, and all the people that ever owned it, that started it, they've already phased out all of their coins, and they're now the market's just going to dump forever. I mean, no, I don't think so. That's I don't know where that's coming from, you guys, but that's a false narrative. It's a real project with real partnerships with real companies, right? Like it's making headway, right? I saw somebody else, and no hate in regards to what I'm about to say, but somebody else, and I actually responded to them. I was talking about targets that are above a dollar, probably above $2, right? And what that would do for XCN, while I'm getting distracted here, if we were to go above $2, and I think we will go above $2, that would give us a price that's over 100x from here. Well, XCN is at about a $617 million market cap, so a 100x would give it. And I don't know where this person got their math, because they said over. If I said it would be over a dollar, it would be at a $80 billion market cap, and that's not true. I think if it was over $2, it wouldn't even be. It would be at about $62 billion. But with emissions, with new coins coming into circulation, probably more, right? By the time, all I'm trying to say is by the time XCN finds its all-time high of the cycle, I think it will be above $2. Doing the rough math here, that's about a 100 and. It's actually, if let's just keep it at about 100x. Because you're going to go above $2. So let's say 100. Let's just say 120x to try and complicate things a little bit. 120x, 100x from 617 million. Let's call it 618. We'll round up. 620. We'll round up even more. 100x would be $62 billion. Okay. Add another 14x on top of that. What would that be? Another 6 billion or so, another 10 billion or so. So is that right? Is that right? No. It wouldn't be. It would be like 7 or 8 billion, something like that. It would be 9 billion, around there. 9 billion plus 62 billion, if I'm doing my math correctly. That would give us about a 70-something billion dollar market cap. So yes, that would be high. That'd be very high for XCN by the end of the cycle. I don't know how accurate my math is there, but we could say something between 65 billion to 75 billion, something there. That would be very high. And the person that was doubting that that's even possible, they even said that they appreciate the videos, and it was kind words, and there's no hate at all, man. I get it. But they were saying stop talking about prices that won't happen, because the current market cap right now, if XCN were to be at a 65 to 75 billion dollar market cap, that would put XCN at the number 6 spot. But the thing is, these are end of cycle predictions, right? At the end of the cycle, all of these coins will be worth hundreds, if not several hundreds of billions of dollars by the end of the cycle, right? Every single one of these coins is going to break $100 billion this cycle. So when I say XCN is going to be less than that, it's still going to be, I'm sure XCN climbs the rankings. I'm sure it hits the top 50, the top 60, whatever, right? It's not even in the top 100 right now, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, it's not even in the top 100 right now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's at like a 600 something $million market cap right now. It's probably in the very top of the top 200. Let's see. Yeah, right there, number 107 right there. But definitely, it can absolutely see targets that are all the way up here. That's totally feasible. I want you guys to understand. I know that I'm on a whole different like tangent right now. We're not talking about the short-term price because I feel like it's very obvious. Maybe it's not very obvious what we're about to do, and I'll go over that. But I think in the short term, it's very obvious that we are very near our support and we're about to break out and go to new highs. Okay, what I'm trying to focus on here is the all-time highs, the end of the cycle stuff, because I want you to understand, I'm not saying that we're going to go above $2 for effect. I'm not saying that to keep the lights on and keep people watching these videos. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying that because that's where I'm going to sell my long-term stack. That's where whenever I'm holding my long-term bags that I haven't sold for long-term capital gains purposes, it's going to be above $1.81. It's going to be above $2. That's where I genuinely believe the price is going to go, because I could see that market cap happening, right? If we're looking at this from a high to a low, and this, by the way, this reaction only helps validate that. If it took longer, okay, these targets would never be on the table. But something right above the 1414, I don't think that's crazy at all, man. The minimum target would be 82 cents. And that's fair. I mean, as a fair minimum, maybe we stop at 82 cents, 83 cents, in which case I won't sell the absolute top, but I'll probably sell just below it, right, whenever it looks like we're about to round off, or maybe we don't round off, maybe it's a blow off top, but whatever metrics at the top suggest that we are going lower or suggest that we're at the top, right, whether it's sentiment, whatever kind of indicators we've got, there's going to be more than just what we normally look at going on, right? I probably wouldn't catch this as the absolute high if it went here. I'd have to wait for confirmation of that high, and it would by default I would sell lower. But even then, at lower prices, even at like a 50-cent price, that's still a 26x from here, right? At a minimum, 26x is not bad. If you sold this out of principle as the minimum target, that's a 42x, almost a 43x. That's not bad. I genuinely do expect, and we talk about this, we don't talk about it enough, but those are possible targets. We don't have to break $1 by the end of the cycle, but I think we do. I really think we do, man, because I mean, here, let's just put this in perspective, right? That's a 42, that's almost, let's say a 43x on a token that is worth 621 million. What, that's not even $30 billion? Not even a $30 billion market cap? $30 billion, just so you're aware, right? Let's play this end of the game here, okay? $30 billion, just so you're aware. I mean, let's see, hold on, where are we at right now for 30? 30 is the top 10, essentially, right? Or the top 8, maybe the top 10, and top 9, whatever. Basically $30 billion, okay? Whatever the minimum is in this kind of top 10, that tends to be the minimum of the top 100 by the end of the cycle. And that's not a good rule of thumb to go off of. It's not that cut and dry, but it's very possible that the top 100th coin could be worth tens of billions of dollars itself. Multiple tens, 20 billion or more. It really could by the end of the cycle. Maybe it's only worth 10 billion by the end of the cycle. That's the minimum, the top 100th coin, right? Maybe it's only worth 10 million. 10 million is more than a 10x from the bottom one here, right? So if 10 billion, if 10 billion is what we could expect maybe as a minimum target to hit the top 100 cryptos by the end of the cycle, right? And XCN will definitely be in the top 100. I personally don't think with this kind of growth, you're going to stop at a $30 billion market cap by the end of the cycle. To me, and actually it would be less than a $30 billion market cap, right? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because by that metric alone, that would mean that XCN probably doesn't get above like the top 80, the top 60. Who knows what these market caps will be by the end of the cycle, but certainly there will be very high market caps in the realm of the top 100 by the end of the cycle. I would think XCN is a top 50, maybe even a top 20 project at some point at its high. Not for months, not for ages, not for years. I mean, maybe in time, maybe. Perhaps it even hits the top 10 at some point, right? And it's not going to do any of those things at a less than $30 billion market cap. I just don't see, I don't see a coin like this that has moved up so much while the majority of crypto, what's crazy to me too is that the majority of crypto YouTubers out there, they don't talk about this coin, right? The guys with really big accounts, I know that Economic Ninja, shout out to him, I know that he talks about it, right? But he's probably the only big account that has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers that I've seen that actually talks about this. Every other big account, I've never heard them mention it, and it's because they're sour. They hate it, man. They hate watching a coin go up. In fact, I bet they want to see this thing go down. If XCN crashed all the way back down here, they'd start talking about it then. They'd start talking about it because they'd be like, I knew this coin was trash. I knew it'd come all the way back down there. They stop talking about it. It's coins like this that people subconsciously want to see fail that tend to do the best. It's the coins that people don't recognize when they do the work. You don't want the majority of the market. You don't want the big YouTubers recognizing a coin whenever it's doing well. The coins do their best work in the dark, right? So the fact that there's still no attention on this, all I'm trying to say is I think it's got a lot of room to go up, okay? It's something that I've noticed. Not a lot of people are talking about it still. I know that we're talking about it. There's thousands of you guys that watch these videos every day, and thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Hit that like button on that note, Subscribe if you haven't. But thousands of us is not the crypto space. There's millions of investors in crypto, you guys. The majority of people have not caught on to this thing yet. So when that happens, when we've got the retail in crypto buying, and it's not just the pump chasers or the long-term investors that got lucky like I did, or maybe some of you didn't get lucky and you saw the fundamental values and you actually invested off that. And yes, that's what I invested off of too. But anything to me, no matter the research, maybe I don't give myself enough credit, but no matter what research I do, I feel like I just stumble across these projects. And if I like them, if the tokenomics seem sound, the white paper seems sound enough, it's at a low enough price and I can see it growing, I like the chart and everything. If that happens, then sure, I'll invest in it. But anything that does this, I'll tell you what, out of all the coins I'm holding, if you told me that this one would have done a 20x at the very beginning of January, if you told me that, I would have not believed it, right? I would not have expected this one. In fact, this was one that I was actually considering selling at this point to buy a coin that I thought was going to do really well in January, but I don't do that stuff. In fact, oftentimes when I feel that way, it's a better sign to buy that coin. I wish I did because it ripped. I'm on a whole nother level here, you guys. All I'm trying to say is it doesn't stop here. It likely doesn't stop at 82 cents. Even if it does, that's okay. That's still a 42x from here, but that would be a very low, that would be less than a $30 billion market cap. And that doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem right with what's going on here. Crypto's like this. And what do I know? This is my third bull cycle. Crypto's like this, especially whenever they go unmentioned. When they're doing stuff like this, they continue to go unmentioned while doing stuff like this. It's once they get mentioned that you should start thinking about, potentially selling. And I think this thing, as it climbs the ranks, it'll get attention, and at that point, that'll be when it's more obvious. It doesn't mean that as soon as we're at like the top 50, the top 20, that doesn't mean that it's time to sell, but we're getting there, right? I would assume probably by this point we're in the top 50, and then by this point we're in the top 20, or maybe at least in the top 30 or something like that. Who knows? This is all complete speculation. I don't know how high the market caps are going to be by the end of the cycle, but certainly I could see this thing doing very well. A top performer of the cycle so far tends to continue, right? There's some people too, I'm going to end the video very soon, I promise you, because I'm just doing a lot of talking. There's some people who have said, and again, it's no offense, right? I'm assuming a lot of you who write stuff like this, it's your first cycle, and that's okay, right? You're writing things because you're trying to make sense out of it. You're trying to use your own logic, and there's logic to be derived from what you say. But my experience in the markets might suggest otherwise, and that doesn't mean that I know more. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying with my experience in the markets, generally when you see a coin do this while the rest of the market is not doing this, that's anything to me but a one-time fling, right? Unless it was a meme coin. Meme coins do this and then they sell off. But this is a coin that has it made it to the top 100. It has actual fundamentals behind it. Anybody out there who's saying that I think the pump is done, we missed the pump, okay, we had a chance to do it, but now we're up here, it's time to just cut our losses, we missed the pump, it's not going to come, it did its thing, and now the cycle's over. You haven't been in crypto. I'm going to guarantee if you're one of those people, you haven't, this is your first crypto cycle, you don't know, and that's okay. And that's all I'm trying to say, because again, that line of thinking is completely logical, what you say here, right? Of course it's logical to think, oh, it did a 20x, you had all this time moving sideways, that was your one-off move. Of course that's logical to think. But again, from my experience in my third bull cycle here in 8 years doing technical analysis, this is just a starting point. The ending point is likely going to be at new all-time highs, and there's no doubt in my head about that, right? You don't see a powerful move like this with absolutely immense volume coming in, okay? You don't see it come in like this and then consolidate high and tight like this for months and then drop. That doesn't happen. If you're going to drop and just give it back, you do that. You blow off top immediately. You don't do this for a quarter of a year and then drop. No, this is high and tight consolidation. This is a bull flag. This is a frying pan rounded bottom pattern. Look it up. It's a very bullish phase of accumulation. You ate back this whole drop ferociously in a matter of what took you months, a year. Let's see, literally from August of 2022 to September, it took you over a year to achieve. You ate most of it back in 2 weeks' time. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop here. It's going to continue. We're at about 1.9 cents now. Let's do some short-term analysis before we end the video, right? Because I wanted to do some TA, but I guess I'm on one tonight. Everybody out here, I want you to understand. It's no coincidence at all that we're only getting the most negative, pessimistic comments, the people who are worried and who have despair and who aren't certain about this coin now. Even though we're finding support at previous areas of resistance, at current areas of support, even though we have all that going for us, there's no volume on the way down, there's only volume on the way up. We ate back a move that took over a year to achieve. Even though all of this is going for us, all of these comments come out at the very low. Make no mistake at all, right? The most buying interest when everybody was absolutely floored for this thing and they wanted to see it go through the roof and they were ecstatic about it, it was at the high. Make no mistake, you are your own worst enemy. Herd mentality, if you learn it, if you understand it, you might pick up whenever you're part of the herd, and then you just know not to listen to yourself, right? But it's not always that simple, right? And in fact, maybe for a lot of new investors out there, to be completely fair, if you do opposite of whatever your emotions are telling you, you might do better than if you listen to them. But I'm just trying to tell you, make no mistake, you guys. There's no wonder, it's no coincidence at all that these past few days, that this week specifically, has been when the most concerning comments have come out about XCN. Okay, that's a very telling sign. It's a very telling sign. You buy when others are fearful. You sell when others are greedy, right? People are fearful right now. Let's get into the TA. 4-hour basis. Looks like we're bouncing off of this oversold zone, or maybe not bouncing off it, but we have the chance to. We do have bullish divergence. It's not confirmed until we get a green hour, right? A green candle, I should say. We have 20 minutes left in this hour itself. We could go lower. We absolutely could go lower. Right now we have bullish divergence there. It does look like that. This next 4-hour candle could do something where it goes lower and then it closes green, and that would validate the bullish divergence and likely promote a low here as well. Something to build from. It's very possible. To be completely fair though, looking at this 4-hour candle or this 4-hour RSI, I would think you go lower from here. I don't think that you bounce from here. But XCN is tricky. When it looks like it's going to do something, it might do the opposite. From a low to a high, you know, if we were to go lower, 1.8 cents, 1.83 cents, something like that could happen. Maybe 1.67 cents. I do not anticipate that we go below 1.6 cents. I don't anticipate that at all. So 1.6 cents might be the lowest. I think 1.67 cents might be the lowest. But if we go down there, just like any and all of these lows that we've experienced so far on our journey down, even these relatively like small moving ones, we get very big wicks relative to the candles. A big wick means that if you go down here to either this target area or this target area, wherever it may be, you're going to go down there fast and you're going to come back fast. Okay, likely in the same candle, if not within the next candle. So 4-hour candle looks like it's going to go lower. Anticipate and be prepared for lower targets than this. I assume more people will capitulate once we take out that lower low, which consequently takes out that low there, or not lower low, that higher low, which will consequently take out that low as well. I don't think we're going to take out this low. I mean, we could. It's possible. I don't think we will. No, we're not going to take out that low because I don't think we're going to take out this high. So something that will slip. It'll cause a capitulation event. Make no mistake, the people who are scared and fearful are the ones that are going to sell here, while the people who know what they're doing, who have experience in the markets, who want to buy this coin, they're going to see a moment like this for exactly what it is. It's a buying opportunity, right? Not financial advice, not your financial advisor. There's no guarantee that it goes down, and exactly what I said before is what I mean, is that whenever it looks like it wants to go down, oftentimes with XCN, that's whenever it pumps, and whenever it looks like it wants to pump, sometimes that's whenever it dumps too. It's a very tricky coin at times for whatever reason. That's just its personality type. But at this point in time, I am comfortable with the idea of us going a little bit lower. It's not what I expected overall. And I wouldn't even say that I'm necessarily expecting it. I'm just more comfortable with it now. It wouldn't surprise me. It also wouldn't surprise me if at any given moment we just rip from here. So that's not me saying we're either going to rip or we're going to dip. And then when either of those things happens, I'm going to be like, I'm right. No, I'm just waiting, man. I'm just waiting. I'm not freaking out. I'm not playing this game, this emotional stress game where I'm like, oh, is it going to happen? Oh, I'm reading all the YouTube comments that are saying negative things about it, that they're probably just trolls or people who don't know what they're talking about, who are saying that XCN's a fake coin and it's that you're going to lose all your money and all this stuff, right? I mean, anything can happen. You never know, right? But what are the odds that somebody who's actually on the inside of the XCN DAO, of the what is the other one? The blocker, or no, I forget, what is it, who they partnered with. I can't remember. I can't remember what it might be, the block or Chain. It's Chain, chain.com. It's likely trolls who are spreading FUD, not people from the inside of these companies who are coming to my lowly YouTube channel of 31,000 subscribers, which is phenomenal, by the way. I'm grateful. It's phenomenal, but it's a very small channel, okay? I'm assuming that these multi-million dollar, multi-hundred million dollar people who are in charge of this project are probably not coming to my channel to tell you the inside scoop that there's some stuff going wrong with this coin and it's time to get out, right? It's likely just people who are panicking and people who are trolling, right? So just be aware of that. On the note of comments, there's a lot of scams in the comments. Let's find some comments right now and we'll end the video. This is less XCN related, but for anybody who's in their first cycle, who's unaware of scams, let's just make you aware real quick. We're going to find them real easy. Let's see here. I feel like that should be obvious, right? I'm not Asian. I don't speak Mandarin or whatever that is. Is that Japanese or Korean? I don't know. Maybe it's Chinese. I don't know. Forgive me, for being ignorant on that. This is obviously a scam, right? 11 replies. Most of you guys don't care to reply 11 times unless it's like a fight. So if you see people being friendly to each other and there's 11 replies, just understand it's a fake. But no, Mrs. Julian, Alva, she is good. Please. They always say, please, how can I contact her, right? And it's always through telegrams or something. So this is all BS. You can tell it's a made up dialogue, but just that's a good example, I think, of a couple of scams. Be aware of them. Don't respond to them. Do not fall for them, right? I don't think any of you will, but you never know. These guys make money from people who don't know any better. And that doesn't mean you're dumb. You just don't know any better. It's your first time experiencing something like that, and you think that it's real. I have a, whenever it comes to comments, let's just see here, right? Like if you look at this guy's comment, XCN, please. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe. All right. For Call of Duty, we're gonna hit the like button and hit the love button, right? I will always leave a love unless you're talking smack. If we're talking smack, I won't leave the love. But if you're saying anything else besides talking smack, I probably won't. I probably will leave a love. So if there's no love, it's not me. But then also reply. Whenever I reply, you see how mine's highlighted. For you, for me, it looks white, but for you, it'll be gray. Theirs is not highlighted. Their name's not highlighted. Your name's not highlighted, but my name's highlighted. So for anybody that needs to be aware of if it's me or if it's not me, my name will always be highlighted, okay? If I'm leaving a Discord link or a link to another video or something, which I do sometimes when I reply to people, mine is highlighted. I've got nothing else to say. I appreciate you all for being here. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Prepare yourselves. We could drop a little bit. I don't think we're going to drop a lot if we do, but the most I would think we drop to is probably something around about a 12% drop from here. So we've already seen the worst of it. There's no need in panicking now. Odds are we're going to rip at any given moment. We're just looking for something that'll take us above above about, let's see actually, what would we need? Assuming that's the low, unless we go lower than that, and we can, what we would need to see is price above 2.7 cents. We get above 2.7 cents, it's time to start getting excited, probably even before that, right? Because that we'd be breaking out above that lower high. Let's move it down. Let's say 2.3 cents. You move above 2.3 cents because at that point you're above your 236. Sure, you've already done it, but you're above your 236, and then you're also above this lower high trend line here. So get above 2.3 cents. That's how we will know that it's time to properly get excited. We are breaking out of this trend. We're finding supported areas that make sense to find support. One last thing, actually, I want to end off with before the end of the video, which everybody who probably left, they probably already left already because I talked about the comments and stuff, right? But just one more thing I want to say is if there's anybody out there who thinks that we've found support, in this area once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, I would say this is the third area. I wouldn't look at this as the fourth time, right? That's one, that's two, that's three, that's four. I get it. I understand. I totally get it. Yes, I see it. There's a wick right there. We found support there once. But the thing is this support was on this move up. These supports, this was not support. This was like a stepping path on your way higher. You know what I mean? This support is relative to your consolidation phase. So truthfully, I would say we found support in this area only 3 times. The reason I say that is because 3 times is generally the max. 4 times would mean that you break through the area. If we were to break through the area, then we are going below 1 point. We're going to go below 1.5 cents, and it could happen. It could happen. Maybe I'm just in denial. And even if it does happen, again, it's not what I'm expecting, but even if it does happen, that's a buying opportunity. If the unexpected happens for me, I'm going to be buying there. I'm definitely not going to be selling, man. I will only buy more if it goes below a 1.5 cent price, okay? Absolutely 100% I will. I can promise you that. But what would make me think that we would break out would be if this was the 4th point of support on this area. And the thing is, yes, while technically it's support here, it's only 3 points of support relative to this consolidation phase. Because imagine you're looking at any chart, okay? For years, for months, for however long it's existed. If you look at its historical data, and XCN has been in this area before, right? Is every single instant, does that count as an area of support or resistance? No, it's not. It's not every instance in this thing's history. It's only the relative instances, right? And to me, at least how I do analysis, to me what's relevant on the way up is not what's relevant on the way down necessarily, right? It is relevant, I suppose. I don't want to say it like that because obviously points of resistance are relative for support, but I just mean in the sense of breaking support lines, it's not relevant. I hope it's clear what I'm trying to say here. All I'm trying to say is don't treat this like 4 bounces. It could be, I mean, it could be treated like that and it still breaks down. I would treat it like this is our 3rd attempt. We might be finding a triple bottom here at the lows. If not, we'll slip a little bit. We're very near our lows one way or another. I would expect nothing more than a 12% drop from here at about 1.9 cents, 12% drop at the most. And then from there, ripping and dipping, or not ripping and dipping, ripping and ripping all the way up to new all-time highs, if not somewhere around our all-time highs, right? The price to watch is about 2.3 cents. We get above 2.3 cents. That's how we know we're breaking out of this range, and it's time to party, and we're on to new ventures ahead. So I got nothing else for you guys. I was all over the place in this video. Forgive me. I'll be a little bit more composed tomorrow, but I had a lot to say. So hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.